I have to warn you, some of you will laugh at my standings prediction. But there's a lot to remember about last year, okay? The standings were messed up because of injuries. The Celtics were hurt all season. The Lakers fell to 7th because AD and LeBron were banged up like Harry and Marv. When I make these predictions, remember, the Jazz are not going to be the 1 seed again. And I know Raptors fans are going to hate me. So let's start in the East. The 1 seed is the Bucks. Here is why. They have one of the most talented teams in the NBA with one of the most talented players in Giannis. A second year with Drew Holiday. He's that much more comfortable. And I just feel like some people are disrespecting the Bucks title and that Giannis will be motivated to prove everyone, yes, we were a worthy champion. We have seen the Bucks get a 1 seed so often recently when they are motivated. The 2 seed, the Brooklyn Nets. This is similar to last year. Like, how did the Nets miss James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant for so many games, but they still got the 2 seed last season? So they bring all those guys back healthy and they're deep. The 3 seed, the Heat. Okay, and so how do they jump from one of the lower seeds all the way to the 3? 2 reasons: health and their offseason. Obviously, bringing in Kyle Lowry was a big deal. They are stacked in the backcourt. Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. They've got Bam Adebayo on the front court, and one of the best coaches in Eric Spoelstra. At 4, the Sixers. I actually wanted to put the Sixers higher than this, but there's so much uncertainty. But I just feel like them getting Ben Simmons out of there will help with just clarity of the roster. Joel Embiid is obviously the number 1 guy. It gives Tobias Harris a little bit more responsibility, which I think he's going to take and run with. Also, it just helps them chemistry-wise. Embiid and Ben Simmons never really fit together on the court. It's great. Now, you add in whoever they get back. Obviously, their number 1 and 2 choices are Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal. If they get one of those guys, great, right? But if not, like, what if they got back D'Angelo Russell? Even he would be a much better fit than Ben Simmons. Bunch of teams battling for the 5th seed, but I got the Celtics. So they have Josh Richardson, who is a big upgrade, Ime Udoka, who's been waiting in the wings for a long time as a head coach, Al Horford, who's got a lot of corporate knowledge coming back, and Dennis Schroeder, who I think is going to be the most motivated player to prove that he's worth more than that $5.6 million. That plus health, especially from like Jaylen Brown, which they didn't have last year, and Marcus Smart. And I think the key to a lot of this, for me putting teams this high, higher than most people have, is health. Like, you have to look at the teams that were injured and you ask yourself, why were they so low last year? That doesn't reflect all the talent they have. The Celtics are one of those. The 6th seed is the Hawks, meaning they just miss out on the play-in, which is great. They have to go on the road for another playoff series. We have seen that Trae Young can handle that. They didn't do much in the offseason, but still, I like their roster. 7 is the Knicks. I thought about putting them even lower than this because I'm not high on the Knicks, but I do think that bringing in Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, those are 2 veterans that will help them. Number 8 is the Wizards. Look, you get Russ out of there. He's great in the regular season. He is. So, and the, standings are all about the regular season, but I do like Spencer Dinwiddie a lot. That man is one of the most talented, best locker room guys in the league, and I think the Wizards had the best offseason in the NBA. I can't both say that and also have them missing the playoffs, right? Because I do believe in this roster. Bradley Beal wants to be there. There's a lot to be said for that. And then you add in all of the Lakers pieces, they are deep at every position. Number 9 is the Bulls, and this is the main reason why. It's not the talent. I believe in the talent. Now, defensively, don't believe in that talent. Their big 3, Nick Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, that is the worst defensive trio in the league. However, they are going to have to gel in a bunch of new players pretty quickly, right? So Billy Donovan's got a lot to deal with. Like, you even add Nick Vucevic, who wasn't on the team for that long last year. So his first full year fitting in Lonzo Ball, fitting in Alex Caruso, right? All with Zach LaVine, Kobe White. They're going to have to get used to playing with each other while these other teams right in front of them, the Knicks, the Hawks, the Celtics, they've all played with each other for years. So So Bulls are going to have to play catch up. At 10 is the Pacers. I really like a lot of their individual players. Karis LeVert's great. Malcolm Brogdon, Domantas Sabonis, Miles Turner, and Rick Carlisle as well. I just feel like the East is that competitive. Number 11, the Raptors. They're going to be back home in Toronto, which is going to be good for them. Really good. But at the same time, I don't believe in the roster. There's a lot of young guys mixed with some veterans like Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. Those are two good players, but like if that's your big two, that's an 11 seed. 12 is the Hornets, and I hate to say that, but like I loved the Hornets. Like I love watching the Hornets. They're my favorite league pass team. But again, the East is so competitive. Look at all the teams led by veterans who have made the playoffs year after year above them. And then you tell me how a team led by LaMelo Ball and injury-prone Gordon Hayward can get much higher than they are. 13, 14, and 15, Cavaliers, Pistons, and Magic. I think those are pretty self-explanatory, though I am still looking forward to watching those teams. All right, let's go to the West. Number 1, the LA Lakers. Yes, I said it, and I did not love the Russell Westbrook signing, but look, Russ is a beast in the regular season. His career trajectory, his one-year trajectory goes like this. Crap talking in the media at the beginning of the season, and then people starting to give Westbrook his props as he just balls out in the regular season triple-doubles. You know, he gets a bunch of respect, then playoffs come, and he craters to the earth. But by the way, I'm like kind of a believer in the Lakers in the playoffs anyway, because if anyone could set Russ straight, it would be LeBron. But you've got the regular season Russ effect. You also have such a motivated LeBron James. I'm not even talking about Anthony Davis. Like, he seems too cool to be motivated or whatever, but LeBron, whenever he's been super motivated like this in his career, think about how people have hated on him. Think about how no one on that ESPN poll voted him as the best player in the world. Think about 2019 when he got the Lakers, they missed the playoffs. What did he do the next year? Won a chip. Seed number 2, the Dallas Mavericks. I am so high. Hashtag MFFL, baby. Luka Doncic to win MVP. Kristaps Porzingis, maybe most improved player of the year. He's healthy. He is motivated. Changing coach, I think, to Jason Kidd is going to help him a lot. Getting Josh Richardson off this team is good. Worst offseason decision last year was to get in Jay Rich and send out Seth Curry, who was a beast, right? Shooting for them. He was perfect for this team. And so you've got Reggie Bullock now coming in, filling that 3-and-D role. You've got Tim Hardaway Jr., confidence boosted after that big extension. I am a huge believer. Like, if Luka is the generational talent that we think he is, now is his time to take that jump, year 3. Seed number 3 is the Suns. That's pretty good for them. They take a slight step down, no big deal. Nuggets in the 4th seed. They're getting Jamal Murray back somewhere around December. They're a very deep, good team with a reigning MVP. 5th seed is the Warriors. That is actually very good for them. Okay, after missing the playoffs several years in a row. Steph Curry playing like an MVP. Draymond Green is a beast. Says he'll be better offensively. We'll see. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of growing pains with the rookies, James Wiseman. I'm a big believer in their signings. I liked Nemanja Bjelica and Otto Porter Jr. a lot. And you can't forget about Clay. 6th seed is the Clippers. That will be higher if they sign John Wall. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard is out. You get it. 7th seed is the Jazz. That is a big step back. And the reason why is because I don't think the way that they shot the 3-ball last year is sustainable. No doubt that Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell will be very motivated, right? But the reason they got the 1 seed last year were 2 reasons. Actually, number 1 was injuries to a lot of good Western Conference teams. And number 2 was the fact that they hit the 3-ball. I think they set records. There's something called regression to the mean, okay? They're not going to hit the 3 like last year, and more teams will be healthy. So the Jazz are going to fall hard. 8th seed is the Blazers. I am counting on 2 things happening for that. Damian Lillard requesting a trade, which you know I think will happen. And also just the Chauncey Billups hiring. Getting a new coach in the NBA especially doesn't matter that much. Number 9 is the Timberwolves. Another long season for them, but at least they make the play-in at number 9, which is good. But, you know, just there's no reason to think that anything catastrophic is going to change for them. They've had Karl Anthony Towns. They've had D'Angelo Russell, even though he was injured last year. But, you know, Anthony Edwards takes a step forward. I like that. But there's not much new for them. They did nothing in the offseason. Like, literally nothing other than get Patrick Beverley. They had no draft picks. So why would I move them up or down very much? 10 Pelicans. That hurts, but, you know, I figure, are the Timberwolves better than the Pelicans? Honestly, yeah. Like, they've got, you know, better veterans. B.I. and Zion are really good. Willie Green is their new head coach. I like that hire, but I just don't see the Pelicans improving that much on defense yet. And until then, in a deep Western Conference, I see them barely making the play-in, meaning the Grizzlies barely miss it. And this is crazy. I do feel crazy putting the Grizzlies this low because I like their front office, their head coach, and their star player. But I just don't think that they got a whole lot better when they dealt Jonas Valanciunas. And although they're a deep, talented team, they're also like a really young team. Number 12 is the Spurs, which pains me to say, but if Josh Primo is your big pick, Thad Young might be nice. Great. 13 is the Kings. Luke Walton gets fired. 14 is the Thunder, and 15 is the Rockets. So those are my official standings predictions, but I want you to look at why the Bulls should really be nervous about what comes next for them, and why Mavericks fans should be so excited.